my name's Keith Eyles and I played the character of Nick Wilson. Well, I've done numerous projects with John Rackham, Alan Morris, whatever he wants to be called for this, in the past. I've worked with him as an actor on some various projects, and both him and Ben I knew quite well prior to the shoot, and they told me that I'd actually written a script with John previously, actually, that we co-wrote, and John decided it would probably be a bit difficult under the budget constraints that we had to realise that particular project at the time. So he'd written another project, which was very good, which was Bloodmyth, and he decided to try and shoot that and try and use people that he or I or Ben had worked with previously. So it was basically an amalgamation of various actors that we could bring to the project that we trusted and that would be suitable for some of the parts that had been written. Favourite memory of the shoot? Oh, lots of them. Let me think. Probably one of the best days was it had been a long, challenging day. Okay, but I remember we'd started very early in the morning, and we had some fantastic food on this shoot. There was a friend of John's called Frank, I believe a friend of John's father, in fact, and he did the catering on the shoot, which saved us basically, because it was quite a, you know, to film a feature film in 2 weeks, you know, out in the middle of nowhere locations can be quite tough. But the food kept us going, and I seem to remember it was just coming up to sundown, and we were all sat round. The whole cast was there. We were drinking wine and eating, and we were just telling jokes. It just turned into a really silly evening where it was nearly the end of the shoot. We were all laughing. We'd all had a little bit to drink, probably, and we were just sat around telling jokes and reminiscing about some old films and stuff like that. And that was fantastic, because that was a real feeling of the ensemble that made the film all in one place. So that was my favourite memory. Yeah.
Next question: do you have a least favourite memory of the shoot?
Oh yes, I do indeed. I don't even need to think about this one. Basically. One of the things with this shoot, that it was made on such a low budget, meant that we didn't actually have a crew as such. John decided he wanted to do a lot of things himself. Be interesting to know, following the experience, what John's thoughts were on that. But John had sort of bitten off a huge workload to try and accomplish this. He knew that I'd had some experience as a first AD in the past on feature films and whatever, and I just kind of assumed that role, assume being the operative word there, I think. And also I'm also, you know, a filmmaker myself, so you know, there were times when rightly or wrongly so, I may have questioned a few things that were happening, and we had a really difficult night shoot to do, which involved us sitting around a campfire. Bearing in mind there was seven or eight of us. I'm just trying to think how many it was now, but it was all of the main characters plus some other characters that aren't all the way through the film, sat around a campfire having a conversation, which was a really well written conversation. John had done a really good job on the script, and it was quite amusing, quite funny. But the trouble was, you know, any filmmaker will tell you, when you're shooting around a circle, that's the hardest thing to cover in the world. Not to mention the fact that one of the days we had to do it over 2 nights, and one of the nights Ben was not available, and the other night, hold my hands up, I was not available. So we had to try and shoot this in a way that we could split it over 2 nights and it would still match and it would still work. And I was there, I was kind of trying to do the whole first AD thing, and I was there and I had a board, and I was trying to like plan how we were going to divide the circle in 2, and we'd shoot this coverage this night and this coverage the next. And I don't know, I think because it had been a long day and all the actors, everybody was in their space, their creative space, and everybody just wanted to get on with it. And I kind of got shot down about the whole thing, and I lost my temper about it and got in a real mood and ended up sawing up logs for the fire in the scene. And I remember I wasn't very happy, and I was probably a bit of an asshole, to be honest. So that was the least favourite memory of the shoot, because I like it when everybody gets on and we all have a good time. And I mean, that's what it's about at the end of the day. But in a creative space, these things happen. So that was the worst memory, and I'm quite happy to take the blame for that one. So.
Okay.
Right. Well, since finishing Bloodmyth, I've been involved again, and funny enough, with John and Ben on another feature project called 10 Dead Men, which is a feature film made by Ross Boyask and Phil Hobden of Modern Life films, and it's we're currently filming it now. It's action, very much an action film, action thriller. It's interesting. The role I'm playing in this is quite different. I'm playing one of the villains in it, known purely as by the name of the projects manager, and I'm wearing suits, and I'm just being a real nasty piece of work, torturing people and cutting people up. But it's interesting. We'll see how that turns out, and it's great to be doing another feature, and it's great to be working with the guys again. And I've just directed my own film as well, which, again, some of the cast we used, and I got to use Natalie in the film, who's a fantastic actress who I'd worked with before Bloodmyth, actually, and I got to use her in the film that I made as well. So things are busy. I could just do with some more maybe paid work would be nice. So anyone out there, this face fits. www.keitheyles.com. Give me a call. Thank you.